People are out here not washing their hands. Like, they're going to the loo, not washing their hands, and now they're now coming to use their dirty hands to come and touch your crown. Avoid it. Cheers! What's good, winners? Welcome back to this channel. I am Wini. If this is the first time that you're watching a video of mine, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're notified every single time that I upload. Consistency is key. I'm trying to work on it. Join the winning family. Make sure that you hit the bell icon as well. It's very, very important. Now, as you can see by today's title, I'm going to be talking about 7 lock mistakes to avoid. And these points I've either had to learn the hard way or I've learned through other people's experiences, right? First point is, in the words of Yanni the Locologist, and you should know who Yanni the Locologist is, especially if you have locks. If you don't, please make sure that you search her up on YouTube. Stop obsessing over techniques. What do I mean about that? Obviously, there's various ways for you to maintain your locks, right? So there's retwisting, palm rolling, interlocking. There's other methods. Find a reasonable amount of time that works well for you and go with that. Now, before, I would have stood here and I would have been like, oh, you know, retwist your locks every 6 to 8 weeks, whatever. But you know what I've realized? Different things work for different people. Different people have different hair types. And I think for me, it was an eye-opener. I think it was last year around November times where Keisha Charmaine made a video where she was talking about she would twist her lock once a month. And I was mind blown by that, because I feel like for the most of my lock journey, it's always kind of been emphasized that try to go as long as possible without retwisting. But no, different strokes work for different folks. So if it's your thing, if it's a reasonable amount for you to do it once a month, don't exceed that and do it 3 times a month, because you're doing way too much. What would happen is you're going to end up damaging your locks. Second point is, avoid using excessive amounts of products, because too much products equals to build up. Locks is not like loose hair where if you use a whole load of gel or if you use 101 products on loose hair, you can just wash it and you're good to go. With locks, if you are using a lot of products, especially if a lot of the products are very, very thick, it can get caught up in your locks. It can cause build-up. You can start literally seeing the build-up in your locks. And it's very hard to get rid of build-up. Yes, you can do it by like apple cider vinegar soaks and other methods that are out there that I'm probably not aware of. However, as they say, prevention is better than cure. At the moment, all I tend to use to spritz my locks is rose water, and I just put some of the hair oil that I use in the rose water, give it a shake, and then I give it a spritz, and then I oil my scalp, and that's it. I'm not a fan of using excessive products. Third point is repetitively bleaching your locks, because it can dry out or damage your locks. Yes, I, over the years, especially towards kind of like the earlier days of my locks, I had my hair bleached. I had the various colors and stuff. And by the way, when it comes to dyeing hair, at present I've got my hair dyed. My hair is currently jet black. There was no bleaching involved, by the way. I also made sure that the hair salon used a hair dye that doesn't have any strong, harsh chemicals in it. However, in the past, I have had my hair bleached. When I wanted to have it like kind of coppery, blondie kind of vibes, they had to bleach it. And what I found happened is, where they bleached, which at the time I believe was the end of my locks, it dried out, and I could physically see like the ends looking fried, dry. Some of it just had to fall out. So it got to a point where I would be like cutting. If you got to bleach your hair out the one time, cool. But if you're bleaching your hair like every month, be mindful of basically what you're doing. Fourth point is getting your hair retwisted and styled tightly. Very simple. It's gonna cause damage if you're repetitively doing it. Constantly pulling your edges back, constantly getting your hair done tightly, your roots are gonna thin out, you're gonna lose your edges, your locks are just gonna drop out. You don't want that. You know, you can get your hair styled and it doesn't need to be done tightly. Two-strand twists are actually one of my favorite lock styles, and I love it so much because I think it's such a simple hairstyle, right? You look so splendid, you look gorgeous with two-strand twists, and it doesn't tug and pull out your edges and pull out your hair. Regardless of whether or not you like two-strand twists or not, and you want to do another style, just make sure that it's not being done tightly. And if you feel like your hair is being done tightly, communicate that with whoever it is that's doing your look. Fifth point is not going to bed without covering your locks or having a silk or satin bedding. Simply what I'm saying is avoid doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? Cover your hair. Avoid not covering your hair. Does that make sense? Cover your hair. Why would you not cover your hair? Unless obviously you have silk satin bedding, then that's cool. I've noticed that people that have the silk or satin beddings tend to not cover their hair. But if you've got the standard kind of cotton bedding and you're not covering your hair, what's going to happen is when you're moving around in your sleep, little pieces, dust that's flying around will get trapped in your locks. It will create lint. Me personally, I think, and I've done a video on this before, I think when you have locks, lint is unavoidable. There's ways that you can reduce lint, such as covering your hair at night when you go to bed, or if you know that you're going to be in a dusty environment, you want to keep your hair wrapped and stuff. But even with that, I've noticed that people that do constantly have their hair wrapped, on the occasion that I am able to see their locks unwrapped, they do actually have lint in it. So I think it's very unavoidable, but there's definitely things that you can do to limit it. My sixth point is comparing your locks or your lock journey to others. I feel like sometimes we may do that indirectly. Maybe your locks aren't thick and you admire somebody that has thicker locks and you wish that your locks were like theirs. Or you're wondering why is your hair texture not like their hair texture. You're going about it wrong. Learn to embrace the beauty of your hair. Your hair is gorgeous. Your hair is how it should be. Embrace it. Do not compare your lock journey to other people. When I first started my locks took roughly about 8 to 9 months for it to fully mat together. I know people whose hair matted together in the first month of them starting their lock journey. It is what it is. Unfortunately, some people's hair will mat quicker than others. You know, some people will have, oh, I hope y'all can see me because the sun is trying to really come out. Gosh, I don't know if this looks any better, but everyone's lock journey is different. Please do not compare your journey to other people's journey. Embrace your journey. Learn to love your hair. Learn to love your journey. Even learn to love the little parts that may stress you out a little bit. Like maybe you've just locked up and your hair keeps unraveling. Learn to love the process. My final point is avoid letting just anybody touch your locks. Now, before I had locks, I could not stand random people touching my hair, period. With locks just heighten that. Some people have a genuine fascination with locks, like, oh my gosh, is that all your hair? How does it feel? And they automatically want to grab it with their dirty, unwashed hands and just no. Do not let people touch your hair if you do not want them to. If you want them to touch it, by all means do your thing. But I definitely believe that there's power in the hair. I definitely believe that there's power in the locks. I definitely think that it is important to be mindful of who has access to your hair, who has access to you, who has access to your locks. People are out here not washing their hands. Like they're going to the loo, not washing their hands, and now they're now coming to use their dirty hands to come and touch your crown. Avoid it. By all means, avoid it. If there are any other points that you think that I missed out, drop it in the comment section below. Let's get to gisting. As usual, if you have any video suggestions for me, it doesn't have to be locks, it could be general lifestyle. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until my next one, take care, be good.